OJ.
Yes, sir.
So many things are happening. So many businesses are going up, others are going down.
Yeah.
Marketing seems to be like one of those things that have existed ever since time memorial.
That's very true.
Right now, what would you think could be someone's biggest marketing tool? All factors considered.
Well. As you see how things are trending, you know there was an era where traditional media was king.
Yeah.
And when I talk about traditional media, I'm talking about your newspapers, your local radio stations, perhaps even the TV stations. But we are in a digital age.
Okay.
We are in a digital age, and things have revolutionized. Things have changed very drastically. Sometime back, there's some statement that I had. Perhaps I could share this with you, and then you give me your thoughts. Someone once told me that a book is actually your number one marketing tool.
A book?
A book.
Echitabo.
That if you published your story, if you told people who you are, what you stand for, where you come from, what you want to accomplish, what value are you adding to the marketplace, then actually people will get to know you, they will trust you, they will see you as a credible source. And that said, then the book becomes your number one marketing tool. But I want to borrow your thought. What do you think about that approach?
There is a man, I don't know if it's a man or a saying or whatever, but there is a common saying that if you want to hide anything from an African, if you want to keep anything safe from an African,
put it in a book. Very true.
So the question is, have attitudes changed over the years? Do we now receive books with a little bit of a more positive attitude?
Do we read more?
Is a book okay? I understand when it comes to this whole business of SEO optimization and all that. Maybe a book comes into play, but how practical is that in the African side? I don't think a book is necessarily practical as of now, but what's your opinion on that matter?
Well, first of all, I strongly believe that true, the book has its place.
Yeah.
Because when you are a published author, when you people tend to see you as a respectable voice.
Yeah.
Because you've documented, and in as much as that can actually give you a say in established countries like the diaspora community, people living in the United States, in UK and all those other countries, those people read. But when you come to Africa, I would like to believe the narrative slightly changes.
Okay, elaborate.
Because just like you said, that if you want to hide anything from an African, then place it in a book. So our reading culture as Africans, as individuals of color, has not yet quite improved. People have not, it's only a select few of the main population that actually do read books. But the idea of documenting, I don't want to devalue it, because it puts you in a state where you've left something for the next generation. But more effective than even a book, I'm moved to say, that is actually a website. In Africa, a website can be your number one marketing tool.
Don't you think technology is now far... Okay, a book was a little bit complicated. Don't you think now technology is now far-fetched, far away from an African than even a book?
Not really.
Okay. Let's look at it this way.
Okay.
If you're to look at internet penetration generally, do you think a website is really practical?
Well, to the people that matter most, let me tell you this, Shaba. The people that are going to buy from you are actually people within urban areas. And when you look at the connectivity of urban areas, whether you're living in Nairobi, whether you're in Arusha, whether you're in Kigali, even here in Kampala, the people that are actually going to buy from you are going to Google you first. For example, if I wanted a dentist around, let me say Gayaza Road, and I have no referral from a friend, neither do I know any dentist. My quickest approach would just go to Google and search for dental clinics along Gayaza Road.
That is true.
And trust me, Google will actually do what? Will actually show me people that have tried to position themselves on such platforms.
A website, isn't it more expensive?
Well, you know, all these things have what could you call it? There are steps and stages, depending on really what one wants to to achieve, if you're not going to be streaming videos, if you're not going to be, you can start with a low hosting plan, with a low cost hosting plan that is actually very effective. Let me share this with you. Last year, I decided to establish my personal brand, my business, my website. Okay. And of course, I didn't have the big budget that maybe most organizations and companies allocate for such undertakings. Yeah. So I did some research and I found quite affordable hosting packages with domain name subscriptions, and I was able to launch my digital home. But I was really doing it out of fun and excitement, but because I also knew the power of visibility. Yeah. If you're not visible to the people that require your services, then you lose out. Now, when you look at the book in the counterpart, how many people are going to walk into a bookstore looking for your name? How many people actually know you that you're actually writing? Okay. It might be hard, but the advantage with Google or with search engine optimization is that as long as I put my information out there, somebody might use keywords that I don't own, but that directly tie into what I do as an individual. Yeah. And because of that, it becomes very easy for me to be in front of such people. So that's why, to me, I strongly believe a website. Fast forward, when I launched that website, I was doing it for the power of visibility that I knew. But I didn't know how exactly I would make money out of that site. Okay. But of course, I knew that with time, if I'm performing very well, I'm blogging and I'm updating my content, perhaps Google would use my space to run ads and all that. Then eventually I would monetize my space. That was like the long picture, the long run picture. But short story, somebody called me from Bahrain. Far away, I'm here in Uganda, Kampala, thousands of miles away. Somebody landed on my site and they were interested in upgrading their own because they saw the presentation of mine and they knew I could actually do a better job than their current service provider. Long story short, the monies that I made from that undertaking was actually like 10 times what I'd invested. Wow. So to me, of course I've written books, I'm an author. I've written quite a number of books for children, books that speak to faith, even business books that really speak to the digital landscape and how one can maximize it. But trust me, if I've sold copies of those books only to a select few, and I've not recouped my capital investment on those books, but I can confidently tell you that whatever monies I placed into my personal website, as a brand, as a consultant, as an expert at what I do, I have been able to recoup. So then they are moved to say that actually a website is what? Is your number one marketing tool. I don't know what you think. Maybe perhaps some of you could share with us your thoughts.
True. But I think that's crazy, man.
Yeah, that is...
Anyway, I think you have a very solid point. Now, to maybe sum it up a bit, a few words to a person that is, just launching out in life, especially the young people. Like, a few words to the young people out there that,
Okay, you know what, guys? I know we as the Gen Zs, the young generation, we are on social. We're on social media. Yeah. We like using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, name it. But there is something quite different about owning your own online space. And the website actually gives you that ability. When you're using these other social media platforms, they can change. They can shut down. Today it's Twitter, tomorrow it could be X. The algorithms can change and you might not actually be visible to the people that actually matter to you because of those changes. And you have no control. But when you have your own personal digital home, which can actually be turned into your digital powerhouse for making money online and creating multiple streams of income through various options and digital products, you actually have the autonomy. You have the autonomy to be relevant, to be impactful, and actually make a life out of being online and using such tools. So to me, I would advise a young man, a young person out there, that as you're trying to build, as you're trying to look for employment, try to also invest. Some of the monies that you make, if at all you already have employment, some of the monies that you make, invest them in yourselves, because that job is not going to be there forever. But when you start establishing yourself, when you start establishing your digital footprints, you're actually trying to create a legacy, but also position yourself in a way that you can actually monetize your presence.
Okay, now, wrapping it up.
Yes, sir.
Does this apply to even someone who is in Kiryadongo that has a farm, probably
Well,
works
yeah.
on her father's farm?
Yeah. Because you know what? As our president, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, not that I'm a very fan of him, there are quite a number of things that he has failed to accomplish, but there are also tremendous things that he has done. I applaud him and I respect him. General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni made a statement that I would like to actually reference in this situation.
Yeah.
He said that as long as Africans are producing from the garden to the mouth, then development, wealth creation is far away from them. Somebody in Kiryadongo can use digital solutions to start exporting products of their farm. And they can tap into a global audience, into a global market. And they are not limited by borders and boundaries or even taxes and revenues. They can do so much more. So don't underestimate the power of digital.
So basically the future is bright.
The future is bright. We just need to embrace it now. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, it has been a nice
It was
discussion.
a beautiful talk.
Yeah. Thank you.